I did employee surveys for over 20 years, almost 25 years. And occasionally when I'm selling a survey to a CEO, the CEO would say, yeah, we could ask these questions, but I'm a little afraid of what the answers might be. And I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? You're the CEO. You have to know all of the challenges, the issues, what people are feeling. And I think a lot of people who are CEOs of their relationship with a co-CEO across the table from him or her feels, oh, if we start down this path, if I get the answers to these questions, it's going to be a disaster. Yeah. I don't want to know the answers to these questions.
I just have two things for that take-home value right now. When we talk about vulnerability, we often think about the person who's sharing. Someone is vulnerable because they shared their story, their perspective, and people say, thank you for sharing. Thank you for the courage in sharing. What we also need to acknowledge that's rarely not acknowledged is the person listening is also being vulnerable, especially in a relationship. When was the last time I hurt you? And you tell me this and that. I go, thank you for telling me that. Thank you for going back to the time and being courageous enough to share when you were hurt. But at the same time, you can acknowledge me for sitting in that space and listening to, because it's our relationship and I disappoint you and I'm sitting there, I'm not cutting you off and I'm accepting and I'm listening and I'm holding the space for you to be seen. So the listener being vulnerable, if you're the CEO and you hear someone telling you, an employee, why they think where the company can improve itself, why the campaign failed, why, your leadership is a little confusing. You sitting there and taking that and listening to it is also an act of vulnerability. And oftentimes, what I'm saying is we give vulnerability an act of courage and acknowledgement to the one who's sharing. We should also acknowledge the one who's listening and holding the space for the sharing. Yeah.
And ideally, they're saying thank you for that feedback or thank you for that information and not justifying.
No. It's thank you. So like if you're interviewing me and I give you my, then you'll say, well, thank you for sharing. But what I should say is like, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to be seen for sharing. And I think that's one. And the other thing I think is, frankly, we don't have a choice about not listening to other people and hearing uncomfortable things because that's where the opportunities lie. Those are where the opportunities are. It's from other people's perspectives that they see things that you don't. And if you are not going to see those opportunities, your competition will, and your business will start to fail or lose the race.
And you have to have motivated parties. You have to have motivated parties on both ends who are willing to have these conversations.
Sure. So that goes into how do you create the space? You have to create a space of safety, albeit discomfort. So number one is don't confuse safety and comfort. Just because you're uncomfortable does not mean you're not safe. All right. So how do you create a space of safety in the workplace such that people can have uncomfortable conversations?